Once we leave our base camp, we can only survive with what we've got in our sled. The team are completely aware of what the risks are. Not just about the climate, it's the way we work together, it's the way we interact with each other, how your behaviour changes, because most people are really out of the comfort zone here. Alan Chambers, a polar adventurer, leader of the Borne Arctic Challenge to the North Pole 2018.
I think that the challenge that's ahead of us is nothing compared to the challenge of a baby has when they're born, as early as like my first son at 28 weeks. So I think that will drive us all on, certainly will drive me on as we're trekking and pulling great big sledges in -30.
It's getting very real now that we arrive in Longyearbyen.
We're walking with 10 guys and myself. Some of the participants have actually lost children.
When you see how complicated and challenging that is from the moment your son's born at 28 weeks to finally coming home effectively 6 months late, even from when he was born, it makes you think about the challenge.
Lost my little boy on 19th September 2002.
I was born 2 months premature and put my parents through a lot of heartache in that time.
It's a cause that is very dear to my heart after my wife and I lost a couple of children to prematurity or issues relating to prematurity.
If we can make a difference or help make a difference, I feel this is a job well done.
It's the first time actually in over 12 months all the team have got together in one place. You can see different people's personalities in their readiness, in their mental preparedness, and it'll be interesting now the next 48 hours before we get dropped off on the Arctic Ocean how the team actually come together.
Sometimes there's an information overload, so you take 2 or 3 bits in at a time and go back to the bits that you're a little bit unsure of.
I think the biggest struggle the team are going to face won't be the walking, won't be the trying to chew up the miles on the ice each day. It'll be actually working as a team to be efficient. Nobody can do this individually, we all need each other at some point in a day.
My biggest fear about the trip is just making sure that all the teammates are safe. We have prepared for this as much as we possibly can, but it doesn't probably begin to scratch the surface. I think if we work together and communicate, we'll be absolutely fine.
It's really important that they understand and try and take all this information in, because next time we do it, it's for real, and we'll be on the ice cap, -30 degrees.
Sledge is packed, getting ready.
I think there's a very strong correlation between this struggle which we're going to go through and the struggle of newborn babies. I think we're going to find ourselves in situations which is very uncomfortable. We're going to feel pretty down, I think, at some times, and hopefully we'll feel quite elated at others. But that emotional roller coaster is something that I think all parents go through when they are confronted by the situation with premature birth.
Once you're being dropped over there, you're by yourself.
You're on your own and you're thinking about your next step and where you're putting your feet. I'm sure the environment, the fact that it's flat and it's white and it's a vast expanse of nothing will be a mental challenge in itself.
It's like the world's biggest obstacle course. So in one element it's exciting, but I hope to not stumble on too many obstacles on the way.
Crossed an ocean technically by going from one side of a lead to another.
The weird thing was you could hear it cracking and opening. So we crossed the piece of ice lead about 15 minutes ago, then it sort of grew in front of our very eyes. The noise has stopped now, but the billions of tons of ice coming together was just squeezing it up. It's been pretty emotional these last couple of days, yeah, but there's no way I'd be at the North Pole if it wasn't for Freddie. Going back to 19th September, it was a dark and lonely place. Barren, man. It was like being here. Didn't know what to do, didn't know where to go. horrible time in your life. Wouldn't wish it on anyone. That's why we're helping this charity. That's why we're putting one foot in front of the other and trying to get to the top of the world.
Today's pole day. Decamping.
We're at the North Pole. Probably about 3 hours. Basically what's happening here, we think the North Pole is 500 metres that way. Because we're spinning so fast, Alan's GPS coordinates, it can't work out exactly where it is at the moment. It's got to settle.
Basically, the North Pole, just to the right of the sun, just in that snowy white bit.
I will then get my flag out. I have a very special flag which my children and my wife made, which has a picture of each of the 5 children when they were in the intensive care unit, when they were all born premature, and then a picture of each of them when they grew up.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
You're on top of the world.
I know, yeah, good, top of the world. 16 years ago, little Freddie was born too early. This sort of stuff gives it a little bit of meaning.
I imagine there might be a few tears and they might freeze on our faces. I think that the experiences can be intensely team building, team bonding experience, and I don't think any of us will ever forget that.
Taxi for 11.
Pregnancy should be a time where people are happy and they're celebrating the fact that they're having a family and bringing new life into the world, and for people not to enjoy that, I just think that's so sad.
There's not an awful lot of research and development that's gone into the subject of premature birth, but it happens an awful lot. It happens to a lot of people. It causes a lot of heartache and a lot of babies die because of it.
And in many instances, there are good outcomes, and it's good outcomes because of good quality research that someone has worked on and really created the path forward. So the more we can do on that front, the more babies we can save, the more mothers we can help, the more important this mission will be.